Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go, this is Valley News Live at noon.
We begin with breaking news. Sad news out of Becker County as authorities say 58-year-old Paul Sandstrom was found deceased. Officials say searchers located Sandstrom this morning around 8:30. The case is still under investigation, however. At this time, no foul play is suspected. Authorities want to send their thoughts and prayers to Mr. Sandstrom's family and friends. They also want to thank all of those who assisted in the search. Now on to more breaking news. North Dakota health experts are reporting 30 deaths in a single day due to COVID-19. This new data brings the total deaths in the state to 674. The daily positivity rate is also at its highest, showing 18.74%. Reports show 894 new positive cases in a single day. The software that reports the number of recovered and hospitalizations is down at this time, and this impacts the active case count as well. And this information will be provided once the system is back up and running. The full numbers can be found on our VNL News app and on the bottom of your screen. New for you at noon as well. One man is now facing several charges following an accidental discharge of a firearm. Authorities say it happened just before 3 yesterday afternoon when they received a report that a gun was possibly discharged. Police say a construction crew was working when they heard a gunshot and noticed a tire going flat on their construction trailer. A 9mm round was later found inside the damaged tire. Officers later discovered that 21-year-old Casey Benjamin Staff left the building shortly after the gunshot. When officers got in contact with Staff, he agreed to a search of the residence where police found the gun and drug paraphernalia. Also new for you at noon, a car is seriously damaged and an apartment building is also damaged after a car crashes into the building. Now, officials say the call for the crash at 3412 5th Street West in West Fargo came in around 9 this morning. Cass County Electric is confirming 28 customers are without power from the crash. Police say the driver claims the brakes didn't work, causing the crash. No one was seriously hurt. A judge set bail at $1.5 million for a Fargo man accused of shooting 2 Wisconsin police officers. 23-year-old Nathaniel Benton is charged in Waukesha County with 2 counts of attempted first-degree intentional homicide and possession of a firearm by a felon. Benton was also wanted for attempted murder by Fargo police for a downtown shooting a few days before the Wisconsin incident. The 2 Wisconsin officers were shot in the town of Delafield last Friday morning as they responded to a hit-and-run crash. They each suffered serious but non-life-threatening injuries. The shooting set off a 9-hour manhunt for Benton, and if convicted of all charges, Benton could face more than 140 years in prison. Oh, look at the sky. It was pretty chilly this morning, and that's an understatement. Will we see a warm-up pretty soon? Well, let's check out the weather with meteorologist Lisa Green.
Well, unfortunately, it won't be the likes of what we've had last week and even this weekend if we do warm up. Here's a look at conditions from this morning. It was cold. We got down to 3 degrees above zero in Can-Do. We're talking about comparisons to zero now because we saw some temperatures that were that cold. Fargo's low 12, 11 in Grand Forks. Since then, we've climbed into some 20s, even 32 currently in Jamestown. And there are places enjoying some sunshine, but other places where we've got to watch out for the potential for some snow. You see a storm system affecting places like Sioux Falls and over to Minneapolis. Well, this is just brushing right by our southeastern viewing area. And so our viewers in Sisseton, back up to Fergus Falls and over to Wadena and Park Rapids, you could see some bouts of light snow, perhaps just some flurries. And if we get a couple of rounds of this, maybe a little coating on some of the roads. And that's right where our camera is pointed, is to the east, where we have a little more cloud cover going on there. Elsewhere, we're enjoying more sunshine and temperatures that will remain cool throughout the valley today. We're talking some 20s to some 30s for your highs, and that's it. We'll let you know what to expect for the rest of the week coming up in just a couple of minutes.
It is pretty chilly, but at least we didn't see any snow-covered roadways in between a couple of hours, so I guess that's a highlight for today so far. Thanks again, Lisa. Well, the Bemidji Police Department needs your help finding a missing 17-year-old girl. Layla Eisman was last seen in the 1800 block of Park Avenue Northwest around 8:51 at night on November 9th. Police believes Eisman left voluntarily. Now, no photo has been provided, but Iceman is described as 5'7", 239 pounds with brown eyes and long, straight, dark brown hair. Iceman was last seen wearing a black zip-up hoodie with white stripes, dark jeans, and dark shoes. Iceman has a 3-inch scar on her left arm and several unknown tattoos on both arms. Police believe that Iceman could be heading to the Fargo or Red Lake areas. If you have any information, you should contact the Bemidji Police Department. Now, hospitals in North Dakota are full, and the lack of health care workers has the health care system making some changes. Between a growing number of COVID cases and a much larger percentage of non-coronavirus patients, hospitals will be stopping elective surgeries and moving nurses to facilities where they are needed the most.
So in North Dakota, we had our first case on March 11th. It took us over 200 days, over 7 months, to October 19th to get to 5,000 active cases. October 19th seems like just a few weeks ago. It was under 3 weeks ago. And now, today, we've crossed over this weekend 10,000 cases. So it took us 7 months to get to 5,000, and it took us 3 weeks to get over 10,000.
The state has agreed to let people working in healthcare with COVID-19 who are asymptomatic to continue working in COVID units. The governor also moved all counties to the high-risk level. Now, officials in Grand Forks are working on a plan to add penalties to the order that was issued late last month. County Health Officer Dr. Joel Waltz tells Valley News Live the move could be proposed within the next few days. He says it's not up to him to decide on the penalty, but that it was being discussed. The mayor of Grand Forks issued an emergency order last week, modifying hours of bars and restaurants to help slow the spread of COVID-19. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz is expected to enact more lockdown measures this afternoon. We'll stream his press conference live at 2 this afternoon online and on KVLY. The governor announced that 11 testing sites were opening across Minnesota. The state already operates a saliva testing site in Moorhead, open to both Minnesota and North Dakota residents. Many Minnesota counties and our viewing area can also participate in the state's at-home saliva testing program. You can find information about that on our website at valleynewslive.com. Just click on the story. Well, coming up at noon, we take a look at why some health experts are saying we may soon see a grief pandemic. And man, wasn't it chilly this morning? Weather with meteorologist Lisa Green up next.